Good afternoon, friends. This is a session essentially related to organizations that perform well, companies that really make a very wonderful use of their manpower or their workforce. This session is on trying to introspect and trying to delve into those attributes which lead to a fantastic collaboration among the workforce. Why do they do it? This session is on global workplace, workplaces across the globe. How do they perform? Why do they perform the way they do? What makes them to perform at a set productivity, at a given profitability, at a given efficiency of their workforce? For that, let's go a couple of years into the past. Let's try to look into a research report which was prepared by a firm called Gallup. Most of you must be aware about Gallup. Gallup is a organizational consultancy firm located in the United States. It conducts surveys, studies, and uses advanced methods of analytics, AI, and organizational behavior studies that churn up observations which are quite astute, they are precise, they are absolutely the truth. And these studies have in the past given us results using which companies, organizations, and leaders have solved most of their immediate serious problems. This Gallup studies are conducted using very good aspects of learning. They churn up very, very effective advices to organizations, to leaders, people who are in charge. And then eventually they implement the changes, the improvisations in their organizations so that the companies, their organizations are able to achieve what all is possible. A couple of years ago, Gallup conducted a report. They had a report based out of studies conducted over 155 companies over the status of workforce engaged across different sectors. This report has come up with a very startling observation which says a major portion of employees are not connected properly, they are not with the flow, they are not enthused to work with the organization. And that figure, major part, comes out to be an astounding 85% of people who are disconnected with the organization. Hardly 10-15% people, as their study claims, is connected, is enchanted, or is in flow, is enjoying an environment. For them, it's engaging. But the factor is, the sorry part of it is, this percentage is not more than 15. Now, for any organization, if we consider the productivity is measured as per capita income, per capita sale, or per capita business, or the volume generated by an organization. And across a region, a country, it comes to GDP, the gross domestic produce. Now, GDP or per capita income is a very, very important matrix that indicates a social or economic growth or a socio-economic health of that particular region or that company. The GDP or the per capita income is a starting point for measuring almost everything which has got to do with economic growth, as well as development of workforce, of humans, of the manpower, of the professionals, of the individuals who are engaged with that company, who work in that land. This report, which came out in the later part of 2017, came up with some startling findings, as I said, which hint at the productivity of the workforce being affected. The profitability, therefore, also is suffering. Productivity of a good company or a good organization which is delivering, which is a positive minded, efficiently operated, and the productivity of a not so efficiently operating, a not so engaged workplace, a culture which needs to be improved. The difference between those two has been observed to be in excess of 17%. Now, someone might say that 17% could be a bit less, it's not that considerable, but the fact is, this 17% of difference in productivity results into a net profit fall of 21%. 20%. A reduction of 20% in net margin, it's a huge figure. Organizations target 0.5%, a couple of percent per year growth in their bottom line, in the net margin. When you talk about 20-21%, it's a growth of almost how much? A few years or decade for some. Improvement of 20-21% is a decade of output, a focused, co-limited output towards improving the bottom line, doing everything to optimize their costs, optimize the workforce, optimize the process flow, optimize the operational efficiency of that organization. When we talk about the word's productivity declining, it also indicates a couple of serious things. Because with productivity, the growth of a company also is affected. The promising future of a company, the vision or the status or the mission statement of the companies is under direct stress. It takes along a promising future, it takes along goodwill, it takes along a compromise in salaries, compensation of the people, and it affects in a very negative way. Wages fall, promising jobs reduce, the very serious fear of attrition among the people. It stunts productivity, it kills economic growth. These problems are very serious when we talk about a disenchanted workplace, a workplace which is not with its heart with the company. You say we put our heart into the job. What do you mean, putting our heart? Putting heart means everything that we do is totally focused. We are totally focused. We are lost in doing the work, totally engrossed. But this is an enchanted workplace. This is an engaged workplace. A workforce which puts its heart and soul into the job is an engaged workforce. What happens? What happens when we see that a workforce is engaged? What happens when we see that a workforce is not focused into its job? Why is it so? What happens? What is the reason behind this 85% of workforce? Why is this figure very serious? Why is the productivity declining? Is it because the definitions themselves of work have changed? The definition of employeeship has shifted to something else? And yes, that is what the report and the findings have come to. From a huge study conducted by Gallup, they came to realize that the thought process that we had deployed over the past decades, maybe few decades, 50 years in the past, have to be changed with a change in the industry, with a change in the industry work culture, with a change in the expectations of the workforce. Yes, expectations of the employee base have changed. Previously, we used talked about employee satisfaction. Do we mean to say that satisfaction itself has to be redefined? Definitely yes. From satisfaction, we see that employees today professionals today try to struggle to find the purpose of their job. They are striving to make a difference. They trouble themselves no end to see to it that whatever they want to do, it impacts, it creates a visible impact. A visible impact in the output that I give from my side to the organization will make me more positive, will make me more enthused. Now, what do I do so that the change in the process flow, the value added by me, brings positive results, brings a certain amount of satisfaction to me, is precisely what keeps me engaged. So, this is the mindset of the workforce today. They want to remain engaged. They want to feel that yes, they are worthy, they are useful, they are critical and important for the organization. They want to be felt, not just salary slips and increments and promotions. No. The workforce today has gone beyond those mediocre measurements of satisfaction, which is money, which is position, which is power. Today, the workforce wants itself to be seen as a force which is causing a difference. So from employee satisfaction, we come to employee development, employee engagement. That is the first change that we see among the workforce. Of lately, we have been seeing a lot of employees being delegated, employees having their jobs getting redefined based upon their strengths, and that is the right way to go about. Previously, that is still today, recently, organizations and companies used to struggle to improve upon the weaknesses of their employees, their workforce. Today, it has been observed that rather than working on weaknesses, it is the strengths of the employee which has to be put to use immediately. So that twofold advantages we can see. One is we get immediate results if we use the strengths of a person. Secondly, the work becomes more productive, which indirectly, as I said previously, results into the worker or that professional feeling a certain amount of positivity that yes, whatever I did has been considered, has been understood, has been appreciated, has been valued. So from a weakness improving mindset of organizations, today we arrive at strengths based working for organizations. It would definitely impact into productivity improvements, into the work or the deliverables being met faster with more efficiency, and hence the productivity of the company and the sales of the company and the bottom line of the company has no chance but to improve. These two things, one is engaging the employee through employee development, and second is using the strengths of an employee, deploying the strengths of the workforce, has become the mission of organizations. All the workforce, all the employees today are driven more by the mission of the organization, which of course is taken into consideration, is framed up, is decided, it's frozen only after taking each and every contributor, each and every employee of the organization. And this creates a sense of value-based culture, values-driven culture. KPIs, yes, KPIs eventually remain the final measurement of the performance operations of any organization. Key performance indicators do remain, but the fact is, how do we reach towards those key performance indicators is more important. So this single purpose of reaching to your KPI through employee development, through employee engagement, not just employee satisfaction, using the strengths of the employee and making them purposeful, making the workforce purposeful, is which has come out very pronounced in the study conducted across those not many countries, across those not many organizations. What happens if we double or triple the employee engagement? the profits, the productivity, the net margin of the company, it would definitely change. How much it would become? Double, triple? No, that is not the main concern, boss. What is more important is to reduce ineffective, wasteful work, and by reducing it through employee engagement, through employee satisfaction, through employee resourcefulness, through developing your employees, not just making them satisfied by giving them salaries, increments, incentives in terms of money or physical material. No, that is something of the past. So what are the workforce factors that make or that they impact employee health? A good health of an employee, engaged employee, developed employee, a professional who is deputed using his skills, using his strengths rather than weaknesses, highlighting weaknesses or working on weaknesses. No, but using his strengths, defining his job responsibilities essentially based upon his strengths, his likings, his preferences, his tendencies, his general, you can say, the gene inside, the trait inside that employee, if you use it properly. What affects that? What makes an employee work enthused, engaged? What are the factors? Is it providing social support to the employee? Or is it monitoring the number of hours that he puts in? Rather than donkey working, he works effectively, seeing it that the environment around him is conducive to see to it that he works innovative, he works creative, he finds a purpose in what all he does. Or is it making a balance between his family, his office, his personal time, his official time? Or is it ensuring a certain amount of job security, offering health benefits, seeing to it that he is not overtly worried about his health, mental as well as physical? Or a social atmosphere of fairness, of justice, of everybody being treated equally and fairly. Nobody is more equal, nobody is preferred, but everybody are treated with equal kind of justice. Is it that? All these factors do make a difference when you talk about employee health, mental as well as physical. So what happens if you take care of the workforce that has all these considerations? How do we have a measured impact? So the report, the study that was conducted, did have some findings which implied that the reasons of this employee well-being were directly the cause behind improved productivity, improved profitability, improved sales of the employees, as well as the organization getting a push towards its uniqueness. It's becoming slowly recognized across the industry, across the sector. Yes, health behaviors, the behavior of people have changed. The risks that they were exposed to previously have greatly reduced. With a change in definite increase in productivity, an employee today feels more committed for a well-balanced workplace. His absenteeism reduces. His commitment, his loyalty towards the organization, to its workforce increases manifold, because of which attrition reduces. You don't have to recruit new people every now and then. Absenteeism, recruitment reduction, retention is improved. Eventually it brings a very high morale. All these factors today, they work towards improving the global workplace. What are the factors? That's fine. Let us ask ourselves, what are the factors that contribute towards well-being, the mental fitness, an employee or a workforce being more enthused, more enthusiastic. What contributes towards good mental health or towards being of employees is something which is very critical for organizations as per the study conducted by Gallup. This is the first of a series of videos on workplace improvement, workplace well-being, mental health of employees, which results into definite increase in productivity and the bottom line of organizations. These things, they might seem to be rather too technical, but if they're tied down properly, they improve the overall socio-economic fabric, the wellness, the well-being of the people, society in general, and the country level overall. We will meet again on these wellness issues, on different attributes, aspects of employee wellness and health in subsequent videos. Friends and professionals, please stay tuned here with me, Mukund Bokarkar, on BridgeSkills IT. Have a nice day and namaskar.